We've all heard the phrase knowledge is power. Wrong. Knowledge is only potential power. As Napoleon Hill explained, there are actually two kinds of power, general and specialized. Now, general knowledge, no matter how much you have of it, is of little use to creating what you want. Just knowing things is not going to do the trick. Well, maybe you can. If you're the Jeopardy winner, right, for the rest of your life, then yes, you can do it. But even then, all the winnings in the world may not bring what you want. The point is, knowledge, in and of itself, will not attract what you want. The real meaning of the word education, derived from the Latin word educo, means to educe, to draw out, or to develop from within. Specialized knowledge is about drawing specific knowledge from where you need it, and also about developing it from within yourself. Ultimately, this leads to getting what you desire in your life and requires real power, and the power is acquired through highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. When I'm talking about specialized knowledge, I'm not talking strictly about the kind of education you get through schooling. Although in some cases this may be just the kind of knowledge you need to amass, this is not always the case. There are many examples of wildly successful people out there that have had very little schooling and yet mastered the art of gathering the essence of specialized knowledge. Take, for example, Thomas Edison. He only had 3 months of schooling during his entire life. However, he didn't lack real education, nor did he die poor. Then we have Henry Ford, who had less than a 6th grade schooling himself. However, he managed to do pretty well himself. He started the Ford Motor Company, developed and manufactured the first automobile that was actually affordable, and was the first auto manufacturer to use an assembly line. Then we have John D. Rockefeller. Now, I know a lot of people have some, things against big banks and the Rockefeller family and things like that. And sure, there's obviously lots of conspiracy theories and lots of things about Rockefeller himself. And a lot of them I agree with and a lot of them I don't agree with. But the fact is, he dropped out of high school and went on to found Standard Oil Company and became the first American billionaire. Then we have Richard Branson. He dropped out of formal schooling at the age of 16 and went on to establish Virgin. The whole entire Virgin Empire is massive. At the age of 15, David Karp dropped out of an elite Bronx high school of science and developed Tumblr, the blog hosting and social network company that eventually got sold to Yahoo for $1.1 billion. And then we have Bill Gates, who dropped out of college but started Microsoft and is now one of the richest people in the world and a great philanthropist. Now, although I'm highlighting wildly successful people who passed on formal schooling, my point isn't for people to quit school or to stop pursuing formal education. It's merely to highlight the fact that specialized knowledge is about more than formal education as we generally think of it. It's about really focusing on what it is that you really need to attain success. For you, it might be reaching out to the people or resources who can help make your outcomes actually happen. Or it could be taking in some training or continuing to develop your raw talents from the inside. This is exactly why I created Project Yourself, and one of my deeper callings and my specialized knowledges is the Sri Yantra and manifesting and creating things in your life exactly how you want them in your life. So, how do we figure out what specialized knowledge you need to make your new reality happen? Well, I know, just thinking of where to start can be overwhelming, so start by going through the following exercise. First, think of what you really want and your outcome for your new reality. What is it at this point that you feel you are lacking? Or what is it that's holding you back from achieving this? Now, I know we went through some of this exercise in the intro in level 1 and level 2 and level 3, but this is digging even deeper. What knowledge could help you? What love of knowledge could help you? Either directly from others or what you are needing to develop within yourself. Capture these thoughts in your project book. Next, after having given this some thought, write down 5 avenues of specialized knowledge that you need to accomplish or acquire what you desire or what you want. Now, after you've done this, determine whether this is knowledge that you need to activate within yourself or whether this is knowledge that you need from another person or resource. You see, activating knowledge within yourself is very simple, right? Do you have the education or lessons or creative ideas within yourself? Or do you need to learn something specific? If so, write down a definite plan of action for how you're going to go about obtaining the specialized knowledge and apply it to accomplish what you desire. Or maybe you need help from another person or resource. Well, you don't necessarily need to have all the knowledge within yourself. What are the other resources, such as people or organizations or programs, you can draw from? How will you specifically use these resources to accomplish what you desire? Again, be definite. Be definite in your answer and think about the 14 triangles of the Sri Yantra while you're doing this. You can even have a picture of it or pause the screen while you're watching the video to actually go through this.